Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Alex G. I'm alongside Mal, and welcome back to the A Couple of Things podcast, where we are here to talk about a couple of things. What do we got for today? What we cooking with? Oh boy, here we go. Go ahead, give it to
I'm gonna leave these for last because they're kind of like
give
who
it to 'em.
cares. But let's start with. We'll start from the bottom up. Let's start with Lori Harvey and Damson Idris. Damson Idris dating officially.
Yeah, how you feel about that?
I wasn't really surprised because there were rumors a while ago.
I do
about
remember that. Yep.
And I mean, there's always rumors about her, so it wasn't. I'm like, okay, like I'm not sure, but it's not like a shock. Like she knows what she's doing too. Like she's smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like she dates. There's no surprise. Everybody that she's been seen with has been like either like really desirable men or like men of like some type of like level. Like Diddy, obviously. Like it's not like he was in his prime when they dated, but he's Diddy. And then you have obviously Michael B. Jordan. He was kind of in his prime because that was the Black Panther days. Then you have Damson now. He's clearly in his prime. Snowfall's about to come out next month. Like, there's no. That's why people feel like it's like a PR relationship for both sides because it's like, come on, why is it always like these guys end up dating these like her when like it's almost like they're on a press run. Like they got things coming out. Like Michael B. Jordan had that Alexa commercial, remember? And he had Creed 2 come out. It was like, and then he just came off of the whole Black Panther thing, and all of a sudden they were dating. So maybe it's just coincidence, but she knows what she's doing too. Dating these men, and they're like prime, or just men that like women desire.
Yeah.
And then the guys are also getting a benefit too because it's she's kind of a desirable woman too.
The only thing is, like, low key, I don't feel like they don't get the same benefit that she does.
No.
Right? Like Future's not more popping because Lori Harvey was in the picture. Damson's
No.
not gonna be more popping because she's in the picture.
Exactly.
Michael B. Jordan's not gonna be more popping because she's in the picture.
And I hate how like women will try to act like that, like, oh, they're getting a benefit too. It's like kind of like they're in the news and like and her fans know him now, but like he was already Damson already did what he had to do with his role in Snowfall.
The benefit that men get are not in. It's like the benefit isn't in the field where they get their money. So like the benefit for her, like that's her moneymaker, is relationships. Mm-hmm. Their moneymaker is music, acting, movies, all that kind of stuff. So being tied to somebody like that doesn't make
it's just good for the look,
right?
Mm-hmm. And
so
other men be like, wow, like you see Meek Mill talking about she's on his wish list, and like now you got her,
Yeah.
So it's like when you were somebody that's like, I feel like when you get a woman that's desirable, then it's like a flex for you as a man. So that's like a part of the benefit too.
Yeah, there's a little bit benefit, but it's not like mutual benefit.
Yeah.
Like even.
Yeah.
Because you could argue, I mean, people might use followers as like the gauge of to how popular somebody is, but I think that the money that they're getting to and the things that they're involved in, like movies generating $1 billion, like it's just different.
Movie money is different. I'm not sure how Damson's money is looking with this show. The show has been very popular, but show money is not really necessarily equivalent to movies. But his career is only up from here. Like now that Snowfall is coming to an end,
yeah,
his career is only up from here. Like he's probably going to be in movies for sure.
He's got to be making at least over 100 an episode.
Yeah, and meanwhile, her more. Like it's not like she's a singer or a rapper or nothing. Like she's just like an Instagram model, I guess you could say, an influencer. Girls would call it like an it girl. Like she's just like a Paris Hilton, kind of like your name is associated with people who actually put the work in, and you're just benefiting.
It sounds like a lot of hate. Why we sound like this?
No, I'm not hating. That's what like the whole nepotism thing that everybody's like hating on, like being like mad at. They call them nepo babies, like people who are children of like famous people. Mm-hmm. I'm like, isn't that what you guys all complain about every day on Twitter, wishing that you had parents? People hate that. I'm not hating on her. Like that's lit. Like that's like life on easy mode, low key. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not hating on her at all. I'm just saying how like I'm more so criticizing other people's like perception of her. But no, like she really does. It's kind of like she's like kind of a Kardashian in a way. Like she doesn't really do anything. Like her talent is just being relevant, keeping herself relevant. You would say it's a talent, but that's not me coming at her. I'm just saying like the money's not the same. You can't compare that money to movie stars.
Yeah.
And that's just that, you know. But obviously she could use her looks to get men who have money, and now you know you're making your own money, and then you're also having men that's probably you know paying for your life, you know, paying for your bills and all that. So we'll see how long it lasts. Like that's the thing, cause like TV leaving this man down bad. It seems like sad, and you saw Michael B. Jordan. Like I feel like we haven't heard from him since. He's been kind of on the. He's got.
He about to have a whole movie release.
Yeah.
Because you know what? That's the other thing. Everybody just assumes that he felt a certain type of way because they.
No, he did. He said that. I
He
think
did?
He publicly came out. With
What did he
like
say?
that. I forgot. It was. I gotta find it, but she ended the relationship.
Yeah.
And I think he wanted like to get married.
Oh, that's
married or
that was
something.
where he's
Yeah,
okay.
I think
that
he
was
went on
was
an
his
interview.
response.
Something I forgot. Let me see.
I didn't know if he said that. Oh yeah. He did because I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, and this is where I get confused with the men, right? Like, it's almost like the same thing where we typically see women try to get with certain quote unquote high value men, and I hate to say that phrase because it's become so
I know.
so annoying, but like, why do the men think that they can convert her to be whatever they want?
What do you mean?
Like, why did he feel like he was gonna be the one to like lock her down?
Who?
Michael B. Jordan, or just any of them. Like, why was Future heard about it? Like, why are any of them? Why has anybody heard about these things?
The Future thing confuses me because I feel like even with Lori, like she had to have gone into that relationship knowing it wasn't going to be anything. Like, look at his track record. Like, and the age gap is like, ew. I don't understand like dating guys that much older. Like, no, wouldn't be me. But
that's where I get confused when people deal with.
And like Diddy, like you knew that wasn't gonna do nothing.
Right, we deal with people that have a certain track record. Like, why get involved expecting something?
Yeah.
To be different.
But it's just for fun. Like, I mean, that's what the whole dating is for. But like, I don't like when people be like they date to marry. I feel you don't have to date to marry, but you had to date with intention. So like, what's the intention if you're like you said to just like start dating somebody knowing that it's gonna end in a breakup because you don't want to marry that person. Like she knew she. Future.
Which is fine.
I mean, unless Future changed, but like, come on, look at he has multiple kids.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the men. Like,
yeah, I don't get the men.
I'm saying
yeah.
why, like, you know what?
No, both sides. Like, you know, because she knew with Diddy and Future it wasn't going to turn us to nothing.
Right. I think with all of these,
they had to know that too. That's what you're saying, right?
I'm saying more so like you already knew what it was. Like you couldn't have not known what it was going to be. Like with her going into the relationship. Like, so if I'm Future, right? There's no way that I'm Diddy, or if I'm anybody, or if I'm Michael B. Jordan, there's no way you go into the relationship with her expecting anything.
I mean, I felt with Michael B. Jordan maybe, because like.
But why though?
Because, like
what was different from?
Because she's older now. Like when she was dating, like Future and Diddy, she was like 20. Like when she's our age. Like she's a little younger because she just turned 26, so she's like 2 months or a few months younger than us. But, she, like was like 21, I think. Or like 22 when she was with Future. Like she was younger. So I feel like Michael B. Jordan, like when somebody who's like, okay, 24, 25, that's when some people like, you know, usually start getting serious with their dating. So he probably felt like, okay, like she had her fun with Future and Diddy. Oh my God, interception. Sorry. That was good for your team. In the end zone. Ooh, Brady's mad. Okay, sorry. This is a wild card game. But yeah, like I think Michael B. Jordan might be like, okay, she might have had her fun with Future and Diddy and had her hot girl summers, same thing. And you know the funny part too, is like every single birthday she's been with a different guy. Like I don't know if you remember that was when the whole Future thing. It was her birthday. Her birthday was just passed yesterday. The Michael B. Jordan birthday was like last year. I was like, I don't know, man, but maybe Michael B. Jordan went into it. Like, okay, she's been around, you know, not been around the block, but had a few partners. She had some experience. Like I think I can treat her right. Like I'm a movie star. Like I'm a man of value. And
hell no.
And apparently I don't know like the ins and out. Like I heard like there's like an interview she did and she kind of made like inference. Is that the right saying? To like him possibly being involved with an ex or something. So it could have been some shady stuff happening behind the scenes with him.
That's
you
very
know,
yeah. That's not, we
niggas,
don't know
niggas
anything.
be doing stuff and they get caught up and then they be distraught. So.
Right. We don't know these
We don't
people.
know the real, and we don't know her. That's why it's hard. Like I don't want to judge her, but she does seem kind of like she just detaches and moves on. Because I didn't realize that Michael B. Jordan breakup. That was only like a few months ago. That was like July.
What about everybody wanted to make something out of Damson and him taking pictures from like what was it, 2 years ago or like a little bit over a year ago?
What do you mean?
Michael B. Jordan and Damson taking pictures.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
he ends
yeah.
up being with your ex.
I think that's expected in the industry. It's a little weird. It's unfortunate because I think and it happens in the real life too, but that's regular
sure.
people. It's a little. I don't know. If they were friends, then it would be weird. But I don't think they're friends. Like I think they just met at an event. Like they're in the same space of acting.
Yeah.
It seems like they just met at an event.
I don't even judge that either because like you don't know because that's the thing. Like in all of this, the biggest nuance to all of this is that we don't know these people. So like you don't know what their feelings are towards each other. You don't know if they had any type of arrangement. Like,
or even if you talk to him,
like,
behind the scenes.
Yeah, he's like, hey, we started this. Like, you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know what private
like,
conversations were had. So you can't just jump up and be like, oh, he's slimy, he's grimy,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Or just because you see me next to somebody don't mean that we're best
yeah, that's
friends.
what I'm saying. I don't think they were like. I don't know. Like we don't know their relationship, but I don't necessarily see that they hang out all the time and they're like besties.
Yeah,
like,
or that you owe anybody anything.
Yeah, like they just met. They're in the same industry. That's like if you go to work, you have your coworkers. Just because you're coworkers doesn't mean maybe the coworkers' ex is off limits. I mean, I don't know. That's different because you work with your coworkers closely every day.
Yeah,
And they don't work together every day. Like that would be like if somebody in the same like industry that we work in at a different company that you met at like a conference for everybody in your industry, and then you date their ex. I think that's a better example. But I mean, that's the only reason it gets kind of dicey because they're gonna cross paths again. It's very likely at award shows.
But even then, that's fine.
If she's Damson, like Lori's gonna be Damson's +1 now, like award shows like that have to do with acting, and Michael B. Jordan's gonna be there.
Even then, that's fine.
Yeah, I think if you can move on, then it's fine. Like
yeah, because what that mean?
No, it doesn't mean nothing, but it could just be kind of awkward. Like I don't think it's like no beef, but it could just be like, damn, that's awkward. Like that was my girl at one point, and like having to see her like in public with someone else is kind of crazy. But I mean, I feel like that's expected in that world.
That's what I'm saying.
It happens probably a lot. Like clearly, you see like Kim Kardashian has been with so many famous people, and she's definitely been cross paths with them.
Yeah.
Kanye has crossed paths with them. Like
Yeah, of course.
that's just that world.
And they all live in the same space.
Mm-hmm.
Because
it probably gets nasty.
I mean, well, Diddy lives in Miami, but I think I don't actually really know where he lives, but I'm pretty sure he lives in Miami, right?
He probably I think so, because that's where his revolt headquarters stay. I think
Yeah.
that's right.
But everybody else is all in LA, and when you get a certain type of money, y'all all gonna be in the same community. You're gonna be neighbors.
Yeah.
So they definitely run into each other super frequently. So they have to know these things.
Yeah.
But
and I'm sure it's easy to detach and move on. And maybe it's not, because like I said, we don't know these people personally, but
how we feel about women that are like trying to channel their inner Lori Harvey and using her as like
I think a lot of them are trying
motivation.
to live through her. Like they're vicariously living through her like weirdos. But the thing is, it's like the same thing when we talked about like how women want a little baby but they're not a Jada. A lot of these women want to like try to take notes from her, but I'm like, you're not Lori Harvey though. Like, but let's start there. You don't look like her. Your body's not like her. And that's what that tweet, that guy was like, all women are supporting this, but when Lori Harvey said do Pilates and do sprints on the treadmill and eat 1,400 calories, it's, no, I'm not doing that. What he said? He said the fat brunch eating,
mimosa drinking,
Casamigo drinking women were mad. Like, when she said do Pilates and work out, eating disorder, she has an eating disorder. But now that she's dating around, it is. I see both sides though, cause I could see the woman who feel like, okay, like she's doing her 20s right. She's dating around to find a guy she likes. Like fine, like if she's doing this, if she's continues this into her like 30s, then we kind of feel like I feel we kind of look at her like, all right, girl, like all these guys haven't been the one.
No, them supporting her on her journey is fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's fine.
But them trying to live, put themselves like they're living through her, like that part I never kind of understood.
Yeah, like I get the whole saying like Lori Harvey's doing her 20s right. She's dating around. Like you can leave it at that. And I'm like, okay, I agree. Yeah.
But don't try to make it applicable to you.
Yeah.
Like,
she's just like me. She's not like you.
that you're not.
She's not like
She's not like you. You're not her.
you're not her.
You're not her. You
Not
don't
even
look like
close.
her. You
Yeah.
don't got no type of success like her.
No.
You're not her.
You're
Sorry.
not her. You're
And
loud
you're not pulling,
and annoying. She doesn't come across that way.
and you're not pulling the people that she's pulling either. You're
At
not
all.
her.
Yeah, like you got Ray from AutoZone
Right. You're not channeling
who
her.
drives your car
You're not channeling the energy right.
and got bumpy ceilings.
If you was doing the Pilates classes like she mentioned, then maybe you would be able to, channel that same energy.
Exactly. But when she said that, it was no.
Eating
She
disorder.
has an eating disorder.
I know. Go get in the
But
gym.
being overweight is not eating disorder.
Yeah, go get in the gym. But yeah, it's always funny what women attach themselves to, and
Yeah.
while I have to, I'm not going to be completely biased. Men attach themselves to like
Men do the same stuff.
Same stuff with the men, like attaching themselves to
The
Future.
rappers, yeah.
You're not Future, bro.
Not Future.
You're not
yeah,
Future, bro.
I
You're not Lil
look through
Baby,
Future,
bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
Or the wannabe Cardis.
Yeah. I'm so edgy. I'm so misunderstood.
Yeah.
I know. I know. But yeah, when women attach themselves, it's just funny.
It is funny because it's like they use that as justification too for like
For
their
shit.
life, and it's like as far as we know, like I don't know, like I know Lori Harvey has her NDAs from what I heard, but as far as I know, it seems like she's not out in these streets just dying and bopping and throwing it to anybody. As far as I know, I don't know. So it's like you trying to use that as justification for you dying and bopping, but these are her boyfriends. These men are publicly claiming her. These niggas did not claim you.
Yeah.
And like you said, the people that she's dating is people of substance, of some standards. I don't think Future, and I don't agree with that. Future, I mean, he had the money, but he doesn't come across to me as a man of value and standards because just his morals and how he is, I don't agree with. Diddy, same thing, not rolling. But all the other men I would say were good.
Yeah, as far as
As far as I know,
Yeah.
But
We'll see what comes from it. The other last point I want to make on this one is we kind of touched on it, like the idea of it a little bit, but yeah, some of this stuff is for PR purposes. Like when people do press runs, like if anybody's ever seen a press run where leading actress and a leading actor look like they're like flirting during the press stuff, like that's literally to generate.
Like Zendaya and the guy from I think Euphoria, like that's definitely a press relationship. I think it was before like the show even came out or something, or like it was like when the show first came out. I was like, they dated, and I'm like, I don't think they dated. Like I think that was just for the memes, so people make the pages, Instagram page,
like,
the ships. Yeah. Like,
do you think so? Like, so people also got to keep that in mind too. Like, not that I'm not gonna throw that on this relationship, but people should understand that is a real thing that does generate more money. Like, oh, let me go see like what is the movie. I've literally seen people like videos like that get posted, and then people ask, well, what's the name of the movie, and then they're gonna end up trying to like go see it, and that's literally generating the money. So we'll see what comes from it, but at the end of the day, it's their relationship. Nobody should care.
Yeah, like it's
Bottom line.
Yeah. And it's admirable. Like it's always cool to see like good looking people get together. Like
Yeah, for sure.
whether like it's that's
It
very,
just looks nice.
Yeah, and that could be like very superficial, but like I've hopefully it works out for them. Like it would be nice to see her actually like a relationship work out. For her like and it'd be successful. Damn, that was a good block.
Yeah. So hopefully.
Yeah, everybody just need to mind their business. Let's see them do that. I mean, it's gonna be funny to see everybody up in arms if they break up ever. But does he live in the U.S.? I don't know. That's the only thing. I wonder how that works.
That is a great question.
Yeah. Like I'm sure all his family is, even if he lives in the U.S. I'm sure a lot of his family might be in the U.K.
I would wonder if he has a dual citizenship at this point. But I know getting the dual citizenship in America is like very difficult. But for as much work that he does here, you would think that he would probably have one. But
fake.
yeah, so we'll see how the relationship ends up, and yeah, you got anything else on this one?
Well, I guess one last little thing I could add. I saw a TikTok where they compared like Asian Doll. Everybody's been like trashing her because like, it's like she's with a new man every day, and they say Von's rolling in his grave. Some of us try to say it's colorism because sometimes like I get the colorism argument, but sometimes I feel like people be pushing for it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
No, because they're saying Lori Harvey, like they showed the
gets praise.
comparison of the shaving comments, like, but then when Asian doll dance around. It's like she be moving around, like she gets around. And like I get that, but also at the same time, like Asian doll is with a new person. Like, did he miss the kick again?
I don't think it's so much the colorism part as much as is there a phrase for anti? I don't want to use this word because I don't like it.
No,
But is there a phrase for like anti-ghetto?
I don't know. Yeah, 'cause I hate like when people associate like ghetto with colorism when it's not always
Right.
one and one because it could be ghetto and light skin.
Because I think people's hesitancy.
They just call it anti-blackness. And when you
Right.
when you don't against ghetto is anti-blackness. I'm like, how? Like I just don't like ghetto. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think it's more so the appeal of Lori Harvey is because she's, and I want to use my words carefully because I don't want to sound like I'm disparaging.
Classy.
Yeah,
she
like,
does it in a
it
classy
looks like high
way.
fat, that soft life, everything everybody goes
Yeah,
for.
and she's dating them. These both people are mutually confirming their relationship to the world. Like
Right.
Asian doll is just bouncing around to all these different rappers and like gangbangers who not even like claim her. Like that's
And
different.
There's no disrespect to her either.
Yeah,
but,
no
but you
disrespect
know,
to her.
like the twerking and all that kind of stuff. Like that's kind of like.
But
or
I do
like
see the double standard though, because I feel like if Lori Harvey was like that, like even if she was still like classy, it's because she looks good. I still feel like there still might be a double standard, even if she wasn't dating these men, but we're just seeing with different men all the time. I'm sure the comments would be like, she's doing exactly what she should be at her age. But they don't like, have that same grace for Asian though, because like even though she's not necessarily dating, she still is dating around. She's not like, she's meeting different men and linking with different men. Like she's doing what a lot of other girls are doing. So there's still somewhat a double standard. But it's a bad comparison though, because Lori Harvey, like I said, she's dating these people, like confirmed relationships.
Yeah, I just think it's the way, because like it's because Asian doll's not like dainty like looking, in my opinion. Like like she doesn't act like that. So there is a double standard, but I think that's why there's a double standard. I don't think,
and because she just went so hard for King Von.
Yeah, I don't think that there's like a color thing there.
Yeah,
but of course there could be.
It's just, I think it's more so her personality. Like people just don't like her personality,
right? Because
like,
Lori Harvey's not out there tweeting and doing videos. Like you don't see her. You don't see her a lot. Anytime you see her, she's just like
calling herself Queen Von. Like
yeah. So I didn't hear that, but
yeah, that's the TikTok I saw it. They compared it. So yeah. Well, speaking of relationships, Naomi Osaka, and does he still go by
Cordia? It's just Cordia.
He doesn't go by Y.
No.
What was it?
YBN.
YBN. He was just Cordia. Yeah, he removed himself from all of them, right? Are they family or were they just like a group?
They were just a
They
group.
were just friends. Okay. I was like, I just be feeling like all these people are family because of the Migos, but she's pregnant. Naomi Osaka is pregnant, and I mean, for me, that news caught me off guard because I just feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like everybody always says they feel like this generation is so it's this and that. I'm like, but I think every generation was like this. We see it more because we have social media. But
that's literally it.
I just want I really don't. Marriage is not everything. And I know not everybody cares to get married, but that's like, for me, that's just what I'm doing. So I just value that getting married first and then having your kids. And it's like we're seeing a lot of kids pop up, but I don't see a lot of people making that commitment, that marriage commitment. It's kind of like, okay. Like, especially when marriage is not everything, first of all. Second of all, when you have money, it could be even more messy. But also when you have money, I feel like it's like what's the hold up? You know, like when we're like regular people like us, you might be like, all right, I'm holding back to get a nicer ring or holding back so we can save for a wedding. When you are, a pretty decent rapper, probably make good money, decent money. I mean, he's not like no big sellout like rapper, like selling out stadiums, but
He might be.
he makes good money.
I'm not familiar.
And then there's Naomi. Obviously, she's making a lot more than him. It was like, what's the hold up? But like, so quick to have a baby. But people think it might have not been planned, which it might have not been.
There usually isn't.
Yeah. But the thing that I had an issue with, like, all that aside, who cares? The main reason I had an issue with is a lot of women, women always got to find a reason to hate on men. Naomi got trapped. He trapped her because he knows that she's like at a peak in her career and she's has so much potential, and he trapped her.
Let me look in the camera for this one. There are actually, let me pull up some statistics for you. Just give me a moment. You can keep talking.
No, like, it's just annoying. Like, trapped. I'm like, the people saying these things, I'm like, you must not be having sex, because sex is a two-way street. You telling yourself right now, because there's no way as a woman you get trapped. Like, the only way you get trapped is if you think a guy has a condom on, he takes it off, and you don't see that he took it off. You know.
Yes.
But even if you didn't see that he took it off, you still gotta come in a person. You are a world star tennis player. Plan Bs are $50. You can't get trapped. You can't get trapped. Either get on birth control, one, or buy a Plan B.
Yeah. Let me cook.
Or don't have sex.
Let me cook.
Like to blame one person for conceiving a child is like the most ignorant, dumbest, stupidest thing you could say. And I'm like just over like the whole men hating, blaming men for everything. Like you guys are miserable and nauseating and weird. Like please, I'm tired of seeing it. That shit pisses me off. Like I don't even be cursing like that, but I'm like, let's not do that. You must not be getting your back cracked with that dumb statement, because as a woman, we have more control, in my opinion, on preventing a pregnancy.
All of the control.
It really is in our hands.
Unless you get raped, you have all of the control.
Yes, and even if you get raped, you could go get a Plan B. You know, you could still prevent that from happening.
Yeah, so there's about 16
Unless
different...
you know, I don't want to be insensitive to people who don't have the resources or the money. Of course, and rape obviously is a serious thing, but it's like, come on, women, we have more control to get pregnant. A man can't trap you.
Correct.
Even if he comes in you and you didn't want him to do that, you could go buy a Plan B.
Correct. Based on this, it says there's about 16 different types of contraception. Number one, don't have sex. It's not that difficult, actually. It really isn't. It's not that deep. Honestly, if you're not having a kid, it's perfectly fine.
I mean, we say it's not that deep because we have sex a lot. So we come from a jaded mindset that we could go without it.
But that's not true, though. It's really not that serious.
These people be out here fiending because they don't really got nobody. So.
Right, but that's fine. But get over it. But don't complain then, because that's it. Like,
exactly.
Just don't fucking complain when you're pregnant. Then. Like, okay. 16 different types, right? So nobody's trapping anybody. Like, it's a mutual decision. If you get pregnant, you got pregnant on purpose. There's no mistakes. There's no nothing.
The whole trapped mindset is like the dumbest thing to me. Like nobody can get trapped. A man can't get trapped. A woman can't get trapped. Well, a man can't get. Well, a man can't get trapped.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't come at her. Wear a condom.
Everybody has a choice for everything.
Yeah.
That's bottom line. Nobody trapped nobody.
Yeah.
That was their mutual decision. You can say it's a mistake all you want, but you know there's 16 different types, if not more, of ways to prevent it.
Yeah.
You cannot do it.
You could just not do it.
You know that getting pregnant is going to sideline you from your main source of income.
And just a side step real quick with her, people need to also stop putting the Serena Williams dreams on her. I don't think this woman even wants that for herself.
Right.
Like
she might not be.
They're putting her such on this pedestal, and that's why she had, I think, these mental breakdowns, because she doesn't even want to be on this pedestal that people are trying to put her on. Like, I think she just wanted to play tennis and she was good at it. She doesn't even want this fame in my opinion.
Right. And I don't know why they just seen somebody with dark skin. Well, I'm sorry. Whoa.
She's mixed.
She doesn't have dark skin, but they see somebody with some
brown
color in them, and they want to throw all these things on her. But it's interesting that they don't do the same thing for Coco Gauff.
Exactly. And she's
very young, she's younger.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot younger. But
to me, she resembles the Williams sisters more than
Naomi does.
Yeah. So it's like they're putting her on this pedestal, like, oh, you trapped her. Like, this girl probably don't even want to do this no more. And I don't think she even wants to play tennis. I don't think she cares.
Yeah, she up now.
She got her money. Like, she's fine.
Money wise, she up now.
Like, you guys need to worry about your life. Like, you don't even, like, it'd be the people on the internet who don't even, like, never gonna make 6 figures in their life. Worry about what Naomi doing. Talking about she's trapped. Like, girl, you better worry about your life and your career. And you're, like, get your life together.
Trap it yourself.
Like, where your man at? You ain't even got a man. And you, like...
Yeah.
And I just hate the shitting on men thing. It's like so ignorant. It's so weird. These same people got brothers and dads, and all you do is sit on the internet all day is and complain.
And you know what's crazy about that too is that the second you combat that, because there's the extremes, right? Like, there's women that are like that on the extreme level, and what I feel like happened, because I could be wrong though, but basically there's the two extremes. There's the women that are like that, and then there's the men that are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's just like, man, it's just like the weirdest, like, constant bickering, constant argument on social media.
Yeah.
Of, oh, women are materialistic, or they don't they're this, they're that way, and men,
like the
men ain't shit
incel,
and all that.
mindset, yeah.
It's just a bunch of nonsense. Like, I wish everybody would just
A
shut
bunch
up.
of nonsense, a bunch of misery. It's like I just try to figure out when people say these things, like talking about men or talking about women. Like, do you not think about the men and women that in your life? Like, does it apply to them too? Like, it's just.
They don't.
What about your male friends? Like,
It's just people don't have common sense. Like, that's the thing. Like, people can't think outside of.
they can think outside their own experiences. Like, sorry, you're nobody. We're all nobodies. Nobody is irrelevant.
But it's not even that. They just can't. People can't. They don't. People aren't as smart as they think they are. And I'm not up here to sound all high and mighty, but I think I know myself pretty well, and I try to, educate myself on as many things as possible, so I don't sound ignorant when I get on the internet and make certain points. Or I'll simply, if I don't know something, I'll simply say I don't know, as opposed to just saying whatever comes to my mind, because that's what people do, and they sound dumb on the internet. Like, even when I had my Twitter, part of the reason why I deleted it was for that reason, because I don't want to tweet something that I'm feeling in a particular moment that might be incorrect.
Yeah.
And then I get new information 2 weeks from now, but if somebody goes to my Twitter and they see my tweet from 2 weeks ago, they think that that's how I feel. But it's like, no, I gain more information.
I actually just saw a tweet about that too. Like, the whole "this you" trend. Like, someone's like, they actually hate that trend because they're like, you're not allowing people the space to have a change of mindset and growth and develop.
Even with this podcast.
Yeah, even with the podcast, which you can, but to your point, you don't even want to set that up to even
allow somebody to
allow it. Because people are not going to think that smart to be like, all right, give people grace. Like, okay, yeah, you change your mind, evolve. Everybody just wants a Twitter moment, like this you. Like, everybody just wants to sound cool, get retweets so they can feel cool and relevant for a day. Like, just I'm getting really tired of Twitter. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting tired of it every day. Like, it's good to have topics for this podcast, but
yeah, Twitter's dead. Twitter's done.
That tweet really made me mad, but
yeah.
Like,
anyway,
well, you want to keep reading the
nah. We just
the 16
different types.
I mean, if you out there, you actually out here, you should know these things. But I swear that I feel like the people that be making these tweets be like femcells, the female incel. Because I'm like, you have to be like, you can't be getting no meat with a dumb mindset like that. I'm sorry, in my opinion. You don't got enough life experience thinking that you could get trapped as a woman, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just chatting because I haven't missed a month of sex since September 2014, so I'm speaking from a very comfortable space. What does that guy do with anything?
I don't know.
No, but I'm being dead ass. Like,
Brandon, if you're watching this, what's up?
Oh my God, stop. I forgot he watched our podcast. No, but like, like incels, like they be saying stupid stuff because they don't really know.
Yeah, they just be chatting.
That's how I feel about women who just be saying stupid stuff. Like, they don't really know.
Or, I mean, or they do. They just. It's just the. Ignorance.
Or they do know, and they just want to have. They just want to hate men.
They need, because we talked about this before. People need to have the concept of a foil, right? Because
it has to be somebody else's fault that you got pregnant.
Right, because I could make $1 million, right, next year. I don't make $1 million right now, but you could. But I could. But the difference is between somebody with that mindset and my mindset is I know why I'm not making $1 million, and I fully accept that, and I'll keep trying to do what I do until I get there. But everybody else is gonna be like, oh, the government, taxes,
inflation,
education's a scam.
Yeah, my degree. They told me I was gonna make money. No one told you was gonna make money in a degree.
Men need to pay the bills.
Arts.
Yeah, men need to pay. It's always an excuse.
And dance.
Everybody
told you was gonna make money.
Everybody needs to have a foil and a reason for why they're not doing whatever, and it just happens to usually be men are the reason, or it's men's societal structure that's the reason why they can't accomplish certain things. It's always an excuse for something. Like, but you don't see men make the same excuse.
They don't. And like, as a woman, you gotta really sit there and look yourself in the mirror and say these things. Tell me, with the brain cells that you have, how does it make sense? He trapped her. Like, she wasn't having her legs spread open and let them pump and dump. Let her leak it out. Had to get up and go to the bathroom and pee. Let it leak while you're walking to the toilet. She did not get trapped. She was probably enjoying and having the time of her life. She could have easily went to CVS the next morning and she didn't want no baby. Girls love, that's the thing too. Girls love to be like, I live life on the edge. I love to get nutted in.
So that baby.
And then the baby comes and now you're trapped.
Like, so that baby show up and he not at the baby shower.
I'm about to go on a huge unfollowing spree. I swear to God, I can't keep seeing these tweets on my timeline.
So the father ain't showing up at the baby shower. But bottom line, congrats to them. I'm sure it'll be a beautiful baby.
Their relationship, they've been together for a minute. So I think, I heard kids change things, but I'm rooting for them. Like I wish, like I said, I'm all for getting married the traditional route, but I'm not gonna hate. Like you guys sound like haters. I'm not gonna hate.
Yeah, she'll be back 2024, and I think she'll be perfectly fine. She's young. I think she'll snap back and go back to what she was doing. So congrats to them, and for everybody else that tried to make this something larger than it needed to be.
Yeah, get a life.
Throwing
like,
accusations on people.
Yeah, like even with the Rihanna thing, like her and ASAP were at an event recently or an award show, and everybody's still like, I still don't get it. With like by him, like
Pop it out your mouth.
Yeah, or like the one tweet, everybody's been shitting on her though, which is good. She was like, I miss Rihanna with that Arab billionaire. Like she should have never left away. Nah, this tweet was mad funny. I think like she was like something about like I miss her with the billionaire, and everybody's like, the one guy was like, Rihanna's not dating for hunger or something like that. Like how girls are like, look, I wish Rihanna stayed with her Arab billionaire, and then he said, "You think Rihanna dates for hunger like you?" Like,
yeah, y'all date for whoever's paying for your Applebee's
exactly.
meal.
Like let's not act like ASAP is like poor too. Like this man got more money than you and everybody your family combined will ever have in life. Like please sit down. It'd be like the brokest people sitting in their mom's house tweeting these things. Like the delusion is crazy. You got to tell your parents where you got to go. When you want to go out, you got to tell them where you're going. Like you live at home, you're not doing anything great in life. You talking about ASAP, and Rihanna could do better.
It's just people chatting. Because I saw this clip, and I feel bad because I'm not familiar with the gentleman or the woman, but I saw the reply to a comment, so I didn't see the original TikTok where the person made the comment. I only saw the guy's response. But he called his wife a gold digger, right? So then he proceeded to go on. It wasn't a rant, but I think he went on for about 2 minutes explaining exactly who his wife is. And while I believe he makes a lot more money than her, what does that mean, right? Because if I make 100 million, but my wife still makes 20 million, she still makes 20 million. Just because the discrepancy is something doesn't mean anything. Yeah. And he proceeded to show. He walked around the house. He said, she wrote this number one, this number one, this number one, this number one. Then he had to go find the rest of them in the house. He didn't know where they were. He found a Grammy. He found more number ones. The room was actually lined in platinum plaques. A bunch of number one albums. So he had to sit there and explain. So while he probably still does have more money than her, that doesn't take away from who
she is.
Yeah, who she is.
And that's the thing too, is like I think like women have like this weird, and I hate that I always sound like a pick me on this podcast, but it's just because it's easier to talk about my own. But they have this like mindset where it's like men always have to be like the breadwinner, men have to do better. Like that might not always be the case. Like that person not a good partner to you and still loving, and they're still they're still successful. That's the part. That's like if I were like a CFO, right, and you were like still like a $300,000, $200,000 earning analyst somewhere. That's still two very successful people doing way better than the average person. Like you're trying to just tear him down. Your man got to clock in. Your man hourly. Like what you talking about him? Your man's scam. Talking about Bank of America or whatever they be doing. Your man's a scammer with gun charges and got to clock in and gotta report to somebody. Gotta be on the clock, like, please. If you don't, let's get to a salary first. Like, let's get to a salary. Let's get to a salary that's over a certain amount, because that's like these girls really. It's just like delusion, like, and like it's just crazy. Like if you have a problem with ASAP and with his colorism, any of that other stuff, fine. If you want to say, okay, maybe I don't think Rihanna should date him because of some of the things he said, fine. But when we start talking about success, and you're a nobody who's unsuccessful with a man that's unsuccessful, like. The delusion is insane. Like the call is coming from inside of the house. Like no, but for real, that's why I just don't like people. Be pick me, but I can speak from a place at least that my life is together. Like you guys are speaking from a place of literally underachieving in life. Like I said, you got to go to work and hit buttons. I don't gotta do that. I just gotta open my laptop and I lay in bed all day. You gotta click buttons. And that people, don't job shame. It's not job shame, but you're job shaming. You're job shaming ASAP, so I'm job shaming you. Like, you'll never reach his success or his money. Like he maintain. I don't think people realize like it's like not easy to maintain relevancy,
especially not dropping
rap.
music.
And yeah,
and when he's doing any of these shows,
and people could say, "Oh, he's
people
probably still relevant because of Rihanna."
I promise
Rihanna
you.
hasn't dropped music
No,
either,
time out,
though.
hold up. I promise you that none of the young kids that look up to ASAP Rocky are listening to him because of Rihanna.
And literally, Pesos is like making his way around again because
Yeah.
everybody's talking about. I think somebody made a comment saying nobody was wearing Rick Owens till Cardi, and then everybody was like, Raph Simon and Rick Owens
Usually what I'm dressed in. Come on now.
So that's why the song's kind of coming back, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, look, let's give like him his flowers. Like you guys are just weird. Like I don't really agree with ASAP's comments either, but the lipstick thing. But I'm not gonna hate on him man's success, a black man's success, because of some comments I didn't agree with. Like, were you like? And that's the thing too. Some guy called out a lot of women are hypocrites because they get so mad about the colorism stuff. But this guy dug up old tweets from like the 2011 to 2014 Twitter phase where they was going crazy about dark skinned men. Everybody love light skinned men. Snapback tattoo era. I'm like, let's not forget, you guys were disparaging dark skinned black men on the internet every day and fiending for light skins until
That's a fact.
it became cringe to be light skinned. And
That's
then
a
it
fact.
became a joke.
Yeah, then it was funny. Then we're clowning them for doing
Yeah.
the filters and the lips and stuff like that.
But before it was like, oh, light skin Snapchat, snapbacks and tattoos. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like light skin pose, so cute. Like, I hate dark skinned men.
Yeah.
Like, they be trying to fool us. Like, we're not like first of all, that's
Like
why.
we weren't there.
Yeah, like, first of all, we was there. Second of all, I'm a woman. Like, I've seen what you guys say. I've heard what you guys said from my woman friends. I've seen what you guys say in the group chat. Like, let's stop acting like we're holier than thou. Like, it's just dumb. It's so dumb. And that's the one thing I can never do is criticizing somebody who is doing way better than me. Like, that's literally like, it has to be textbook insanity. Like, check into the word.
Yeah.
It's like insane. Yeah, and people were like, was saying stuff about this too, like underneath here, but that's another thing too. I'm like, they've been like together, like literally, like they've been cool, at least friends for over 10 years. Like, you know, this is an old picture from 2013, and it's just like, what did she see in him? Like, clearly, if they've been in each other's lives that long, like
Something.
like, what do you see in that man that works at AutoZone? Like, that's what I want to know.
That part. Why is it always AutoZone? They can't work nowhere else? Why is it, you used to throw out PetSmart? I ain't never seen a man working at PetSmart. I honestly,
That's why I bring up AutoZone.
I don't know if I've ever seen a man at PetSmart. Yeah. What else we got?
I've been going in on this podcast. I've been having to hold this stuff in all week.
No, see that.
Well, the next thing that's what's been annoying me on the internet is people getting mad because, you know, it's a new year. So everybody's on their new year, new me, you know, vibe. And I guess the thing is, unless see if this kicker is going to make the kick, he's 0 for 2. What is going on? I'm so sorry. I just
Yeah, don't comment on the
I
game.
gotta
It's
tweet.
fine.
I gotta
Don't
tweet,
comment
sorry.
on the game.
I'm sorry. But so yeah, you know, new year, new me, and everybody used to talk about like, you know, waking up at 5 a.m., you know, having an earlier schedule, getting things done, all that stuff, you know. So sorry, this is this is funny. So, you know, people are just tweeting like, I wake up at 5 a.m. It's life changing. I recommend everybody do it, blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody should do it. You get so much done by 12 o'clock. And it's just like, there's always a problem, I feel like, on social media. So then you have people like, nah, I don't want to get up at 5. I'm going to wake up at 8 or 9. Like, you guys are not going to convince me to get up at 5. It's like, why are we mad at people waking up at 5 a.m.? Like, it's just, I just think with Twitter, people always want to just pick a fight, you know? And I just feel like, what is somebody else talking about what time they get up? And like, if they want to get up at 5 a.m., how does that affect you, right? Like, why does people take things so personally? It's almost like they want to have that discipline. They know they don't. So they get offended by it. So they want to sound edgy. Like, oh, well, I wake up at 1 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not waking up at 5. I was like, okay, like, what do you want an award for that? Like, I just don't, I want to just understand the misery. Like, what do you think it is? Like, do you think people are, they're jealous? Like, is it, you think they're hating? Because, like, what else is the reason for you to, like, okay, if someone's talking about they wake up at 5 a.m. and they're proud of that and they're saying that it helped them and it's been life-changing for them, why is that offensive to you?
It's what you said. It's because you know, you can wake up at 5 a.m. and still not be productive. But in general, if you're able to wake up at 5 a.m., you're being productive. So it's exactly what you just said. If somebody comes across that and they're not doing it, they're going to try to make it seem like, oh, it's not that deep. It's not that important. I'm going to still do whatever I want, to try to convince themselves that, you know, waking up at 5 a.m. is not important. So it just makes them feel better.
It makes them feel
so
better
it
about
doesn't make them
them,
feel
yeah.
like they're slacking because, you know, they missed out on 4 hours of being awake that the other person actually got, you know,
Yeah.
because you see, I wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
And
and I admire that. Like it's just, if that's not their lifestyle, then that's not their lifestyle. But that's the thing.
And that's fine.
Yeah, but you clearly feel a way for you to comment on it, right? Like,
Right, especially when you're saying, oh, I wake up at 9, I wake up at 1, I wake up at whatever.
yeah,
And if you're not doing anything and you're bragging about waking up at 9 and 10 and 11 and 12 and 1, then that's a problem then,
Yeah.
right? Because the person that's waking up at 5, I'm not just assuming that they're just automatically successful,
yeah,
but the person waking up at 5 and actually doing something productive, because I don't think they're waking up at 5 just to sit there and stare at the wall.
yeah.
That person is automatically better than you
Yeah.
if you're not doing anything while you're waking up
Yeah,
later.
if you want to wake up later, fine. If you're a night owl like how I am, and you don't have like a traditional schedule like me, you still get the same amount done waking up later. You still got the same hours. Like if that person at 5 a.m. person is going to sleep at like 9, 10, and you're not going to sleep till like 6 a.m., but you're still getting the same amount of stuff done, fine. But people are saying that we're literally just like they're not doing nothing. You woke up at 1 p.m. to sit on TikTok all day.
Right. And
eat
that's where I
chips.
be confused.
Yeah, that's why I be confused. That's where it gives off hater to me. I'm like, why are you so mad that people want to change their lives? Like, it's just so weird and miserable.
You know what the other thing too is, which is just like the obvious kind of thing, is that the people that are really successful at certain things, the things that they talk about are different, right? Like they would never reply to a tweet like that at all. They wouldn't even probably be on Twitter, but that's not even, that conversation in itself isn't even in the scope of what they do. Like usually interviewers will ask people like Kevin Hart, Mark Wahlberg, whoever, The Rock, people that you see putting in different work in like movies and working out, fitness, exercising. They'll ask them that question because they see them putting in the work. So then that's when they'll address it, but you'll never just see somebody going out and just like saying anybody that wakes up at 9, you're a loser and blah blah.
Yeah.
Like it never comes back the
It
same
never
way.
comes back the same way, yeah. And that's the thing that confuses me too, because people sit all the time on the internet when they see people who get like, you know, get nice bodies. Like when Lori Harvey, that's when her statements came out about like what she does is because everybody saw her body like, oh wow, like your body's so nice. What do you do? Or like when somebody gets famous online, oh my God, what do you do? Like everybody always wants to be so quick to be like, what do you do? What do you
And
do?
then
And
when
then
that
when you
response
tell
comes-
them what you do, they're mad. Oh, she has an eating disorder.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not-
working out 2 times a day.
I'm not doing that. Let somebody else do it.
Oh, and then I wake
I
up at
know.
5 a.m. every morning and I get my schedule, like my posting schedule, and I set up. You know, I film my 2 YouTube videos before 12 p.m. Oh, I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. It's like, so successful people are telling you what they do to become successful, and then you're mad at their response. Like you don't want to do the things, and then you wonder why you're not successful. Like it's like, if you're gonna be like lazy, then don't be shocked when you're not doing anything. Continue shopping on DHgate.
Yeah, man. We gotta get DHgate the fuck out of here. We gotta get DHgate the fuck out of here.
I hate. No one could ever justify wearing fakes
Oh,
to
no,
me because it's like you're not doing it because you like design. You're doing it because you want people to think that you got it. Like,
Right.
come on, like
Let's
at
be
least
real.
be real.
Like, be
I can
honest.
respect if you're gonna be real about it, but people are like, no, I just like Chanel bags. Like I like how they look. But why do you like how they look? Because the appeal that comes with it. Like, come on.
We've had this conversation so many times, but the biggest thing about that is that you've never seen somebody, because I know people wanted to gas up the Bad Baby thing about she wearing fake chains, so people felt justified. Oh, I can go buy a whole bunch of fake
Like,
stuff
see,
too now.
look, celebrities do it.
Now the thing is, you've never seen anybody that's really successful, right? That's, you know, ran a pharmaceutical company, vice president, executive vice president, CEO, CFO, CFA, whatever. You never seen any of those people in their journey of success and making money. You've never seen them get hung up on stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Like they don't even they just be buying quality. They care about the quality.
Or
like,
they don't buy it at all.
they just don't buy
Like
it.
you just never see those kind of conversations happen. Like I don't think that they would ever recommend to buy a counterfeit item because number one, it is illegal. Like people are buying illegal goods. They just arrested a bunch of people on Canal Street the other day for selling the stuff. It is illegal to buy
It's
on
illegal.
DHgate
And
stuff.
the stealing, like you're literally stealing designs from people. Yeah, like,
nobody can justify to me, oh, I paid half the price. Oh, it comes from the same factories. You can do that all you want. Like, that's perfectly fine. But you're stealing. It's illegal. And, you know, if you had the money, you know for a fact that you would buy the real thing. But like, you can't. So you want to justify it by saying, oh, you're crazy for paying $1,000 for the sneaker. It's like, no, maybe I work hard to be able to afford
that.
Like,
that's the thing I hate when people say you're crazy. Like, how am I crazy? Like, that's not even a full paycheck for me. Like, what, are you kidding me? $1,000 is not even it's not even half my check.
You crazy for stealing.
Exactly. But I'm crazy for spending money I got.
To try to get a false image off.
Like $1,000 to you, yeah. But sorry if it takes you a month to make that.
Because I've even seen the TikToks, people be like, oh, I got all this DHgate, and people don't even know. It's like, you get off on like the trying to pretend to be, and it's like,
and they get off on the fact that they know they're gonna garner a crowd of DHgate minions.
Right.
Yeah, we being smart.
Okay.
Yeah, we got all your DHgate still stuffed into a cramped closet where you could touch the roof. Like, how are you being smart? It's not like it's not like you're saving the money to go buy a nice place. You just don't got it at all in any aspect.
That's the other part. If you can't afford the real thing, and you're trying to find alternatives on fake websites like DHgate, that shows where your priority is at. Yeah,
could at least like let's say someone got a nice house and they put all their money towards the house and they got their DHgate. I'm like, all right, at least you got the house.
But still,
people be having DHgate stuff into a cramped corner. Like, trying to act like they're saving money. You're not saving money. You don't have the money for the original thing.
Even if you get the house, that's still crazy to me. Just don't buy it.
Yeah, just don't buy it.
Like, it's not that deep. It's a t-shirt.
And the crazy thing too, those be the same people that swear they care about the environment. Like, buying fake goods is like the worst thing for the environment because it's not gonna last. You're gonna throw it out in like 5 years, if that. It's just I hate that. Like, anytime people like us talk about it, people get mad. Like, why are you so against it? How is it bothering you? I'm like,
it ain't bothering me.
It's not bothering me.
I'm perfectly fine.
I think it's laughable.
I just think it's funny.
It's not bothering me. It's just I want people, like, I'd rather people be real about it. Like, at least be real. Don't act like, I just like the style. Well, you could get a dupe. You don't have to get the
that
fake.
Part.
Yeah, you get a dupe. Go to Zara. They got dupes for everything, but that's not a fake. It's just a copy of the silhouette or something. If you like the style so much. No, you want to put the CCs and pretend you got Chanel.
And the funny part is they don't even live the lifestyle where they could afford it. So it just doesn't align.
Yeah, it doesn't align. It's like you doing that, but then you getting into your 2002 Nissan Altima and you driving home to your parents, or you driving home to your $1,200. You know, it'd be like the village. What it be? You know how like all the relax. You know how like all the projects be called like. All
right, let's move on.
Golden Village. It'd be like it's always like you ever see the tweets? It'd be like if her apartment ends in like
something with a hill.
Village, yeah. It'd be like what is it like Prospect? Something. It'd be like Garden. It ends with like Gardens.
Yeah, something Heights.
Like bring the strap.
Something Park.
Like we know the bag's not real. Either your priorities are messed up, or we know it's not real.
Especially because most of them be in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not walking through with the real Amiri jeans in high school.
Yeah.
Like, we know that.
Like, there's a TikTok that's going around of a guy who he had a Venomous hoodie and he was showing everybody. I mean, it could be real because the high school looked nice. It could be, you have rich parents. But I'm like, it might not be real. Like, I don't know.
It's all weird.
It's just weird to me. It doesn't bother me. It's just weird. Just funny. Because, like, you're faking it for what? Like, we know the real. We know the real.
What's next?
Anyway, next, we're almost done. Sex tourism.
Now, this one is an interesting one.
Sex tourism stuff is going rampant on the socials right now, on the Twitter space.
Yeah.
But for background, for anybody who doesn't know, this guy went to Brazil, and they call them, it's like this like a lot of intersections. So we have like what they call the passport bros, which is like usually black men, unfortunately, because that's the thing too in our community. It's like a double-edged sword because in one aspect it's like, all right, like why we always got conning people for everything, like you're conning men for having passports, but on the other aspect of it, the men that got the passports is making it cringeworthy. They're making it like a personality trait, and they're making it corny. So it's like it's weird. It's a weird like double-edged sword of like, all right, black people are overcritical, but these niggas is corny.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you have the passport bros, which is these men that get on TikTok, like they be like my passport, and then you open it and it's one stamp to like DR. That's all they've been.
Yeah.
And then and they'd be like, yeah, we got our passport, we going out, blah blah blah. That's the passport bros. And then I end up intersecting with some of them be kind of like borderline cornballs, which they are, for the fact that they're flexing that they got a passport, which it costs like $100 to get a passport.
Right.
Like that's like not a flex. Like, okay,
Break it down to me, because that's what I'm confused about the most. Is government documents are not hard to
exactly.
access.
Like
You
you're
just-
bragging about getting $100 book. Like,
What does that mean?
I'm trying to see if I can find an example of see what the
Not only do I have a passport with stamps in it, I also have a passport card for my local travel. So when I go to like Toronto or something like that, I don't have
Yeah,
to
'cause
actually carry
eventually-
my passport.
eventually too when the license thing.
Yes.
If you don't have your real ID, you had to travel with a passport. But yeah, like basically they're just like cornballs, like these, and it end up intersecting with sex tourism because a lot of these men are going on the internet and bragging about the fact that they're in places like Brazil, Dominican Republic, and getting with women who they deem to be like, oh, they're not like Americans. They give it up easily. They don't give it, they're like, that's that one guy who was like, get your passport, when he asked the girl if we're vibing and if you like me, would you go home with me like for the night? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, get your passport. I'm like, you could give 50 girls to say yeah, and if you go to freaking
Listen.
Dulce's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Like, let's please keep it for real. Like, I've seen girls give it up because
Why you put that on Elizabeth?
yeah. I've seen
Listen.
girls give it up because a guy said hi to them. I've seen girls give it up
Listen, fellas.
because the guy just asked and they was
Hold
like,
on.
okay.
Keep cooking. You keep cooking. I'm gonna step away for a moment. Go ahead.
Look, I just don't get when they they're trying to act like 'cause these women are giving up easily because they're foreign. Like, these girls be giving it up for nothing in the States. We've seen it with our own eyes and college and just and beyond, and before that probably seen it in high school too. Like, so that's the one argument I don't understand from the passport bros. It's like, if you just can't get women,
Just say that.
just say that,
Listen, fellas.
because it's too easy.
It's
I've
too
seen-
easy.
I've seen Alex. Alex has been honest with me about his
Oh,
past.
Jesus Christ.
And I've seen the DMs. I've seen the messages. These girls be down bad, but down horrendous.
Listen.
Giving up. If you're a good looking guy, if you're not a good, sometimes even if you're not a good looking guy, and the girl's just desperate. But if you're a good looking guy, these girls will throw it at you. They'll DM you first. They'll send eggplant emojis with a question mark.
When was that? Who sent that?
Do not play them. When we were broken up, and you sent me those messages from when we were broken up.
There was an eggplant emoji?
Yes. And
That's
this is-
crazy.
You,
I don't remember that. I'm going to have to look into that. But listen, fellas.
oh yeah, you were drunk that night when you showed me those messages.
Oh, yeah. I probably showed you something. I probably
I was
should've
like,
showed
and then you just left the phone here. I'm like, I'm not about to just go through it. Like, I'm not.
you. I don't know what. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, not to put our business out there.
Eggplant?
Yeah, it was just an eggplant, and you were like, nope.
Listen, fellas. If you got to go get a because we talked about this before, right? Mm-hmm. When you're doing sex tourism, right? You had to leave maybe you have a home, maybe you have an apartment, maybe you have a condo. You left your place that you live. You got in the car, right? You had gas in the car that you paid for, right? You went to Target. You walked in, depending on how your Target is, either you made the left or you made the right, because it's usually both in the front of the store. You walked over towards the corner of the aisle, and you didn't even have a cart. You kind of just put it in your hand because you didn't want to carry the hand basket because you want to look like a man. You then proceeded to put the travel size lotion, the travel size deodorant, the travel size body spray, and the travel size toothpaste. You put it in your hand. You went to self-checkout, paid for it, got back in the car, went home, opened up your drawers to your dresser, started folding your undies and your tees and your shorts, opened up your luggage, put it all in there, all together. And then you paid for a flight. Not just a flight. You paid for 2 flights because you have to get back. So you paid for 2 flights. You paid for transportation to and from the airport to get to your hotel. You paid for the hotel, probably for multiple days. Mm-hmm. The flight you took was several hours.
Yeah.
The whole process was probably at least 10 hours. And you did all of that to try to get with women because you're not him.
Yeah.
You're not him here, so you had to go try to find where you can be him somewhere else because they only care about the US dollar. You're not him. Listen, if you're doing the tourism thing and you like if you're just traveling and you just happen to fall into something.
Yeah. That's the thing, like
that's different.
If it comes with like, okay, like I'm going to DR, like I'm probably end up meeting some girl out there. And that's different too. Like you meeting the girls out and things like you're not paying them. You don't gotta even pay them. Like they just want to go home with you because they think you're like
because they think you him.
Yeah.
But you specifically went and bought all of that stuff, and nowhere in that long ass process of booking, you printed out the flight confirmation. You went through TSA. You took your hoodie off, and they like you walked through the metal scanner. You took your shoes off, put it in the basket. And somewhere in that whole process, you didn't stop and think that I'm doing all of this to go and specifically pay for
Because that's
women.
the problem with the video. Like the video is like it's almost like that's the intention of him saying why to get your passport, so you could go meet women that you could pay. And even if you're not paying for them, it's like you have this perception that it's like I'm gonna meet these women, they're just gonna give it up because they're Brazilian and they're
which is so
easy out here. Yeah, so disrespectful. Like you're disrespecting the woman in our culture, in our country.
Listen, there's easy people you could have saved so much time and money. Like Geico, you could have saved at least 15% or more, and just went down the street.
Like these girls were giving up for nothing.
You could have went to
I've
Barcode.
seen it. I've seen it.
You could have went to Barcode or. You could have went to Lavo or somewhere else for my New York, New Jersey audience. You could have went somewhere down the street. They have,
They got Hinge. You could go on these dating apps now.
Tinder,
like they got apps for this, and you had to fly to Brazil.
Yeah, because everybody on Tinder, they can't possibly be there looking for a relationship.
Yeah, like I think they actually have options. Like I don't know. I never in my life have even been on a dating app. I don't know how they look, which is crazy. But in this age, but we met in 2014, so I never was exposed to that. But from what I know, there's options. I think on certain websites and dating apps where you can say what you're looking for. Like, am I looking for something casual? If I'm looking for a partner, a wife, I don't know.
If you're not him, you're just not him, bro. I can never imagine paying and going through TSA.
Yeah.
When you can just go down the street. Like you just said, like it should be in your phone available already in your in your area already. Yeah. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
If you're not him, maybe you should focus more instead of doing all that. Maybe you should focus more on how to try to become him. Maybe you should clean up your appearance. Maybe you should, try to get a better job. Maybe you should try to be more desirable as opposed to trying to take the easy route and going to fly somewhere else with people that are. I'm not going to throw the third world country on it, but people that are in a certain financial situation. So now you're taking advantage of people in a lower financial situation.
Mm-hmm. Like that actually makes you grimy.
You look crazy. Yeah,
you probably paying like, oh, hey, only $20. Knowing you can give them a lot more to take help them out of their situation. Like that money was stretched down there.
Y'all dirty.
Yeah.
y'all
only $20.
Y'all some dirty men.
Like
and then you're gonna come back burning. Now you gotta go to the doctor's office, book an appointment. They had to go in there and say, oh, where does it hurt? And then you gotta pee in the cup. Then they're gonna put the pee on the little petri dish, and then they're gonna go and see, oh, you got this. Here you go. Take some.
How you know all this?
listen, man. Then they're gonna give you the antibiotics. You gotta go to CVS, pick it up. The pharmacy tech is gonna look at the prescription. They're gonna know what it is. She's bad.
That's embarrassing.
Now she's gonna be looking at you crazy, like I'm never touching him around town. Then you gotta put your card into the.
All because you wanted to go.
Now it's on your bank statement just because you're not him and you dirty.
And that's the thing too. Like when people are saying that, like a lot of these women too in these places, a lot of them could be very well underage, lying about their age. Like especially the women that are prostituting themselves, I guess, lying about their age because they don't want to get in trouble and they want to make their money. Mm-hmm. Might be like, oh, I'm 18 and really 15, really 16. Like you're a weirdo. And some of them could very well be like being pimped.
That's very correct.
And there you go, $20, bro. Let's get your passport. Get your passport. Like the way that guy in the video was like, get your passport. He like, it's
just so corny, bro.
So corny. That's why That's why you had to get your passport.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's specifically why.
Because men are not a real man is not doing that. Yeah, not posting a video like that.
I got it to go on vacation. Yeah, y'all just corny. Because you know what the thing is, every guy not every guy, but Yeah, every guy wants to feel like a man, but the way that guys feel like a man
It'd be like,
is other, like the way it's supposed to be is other means that make you feel like a man.
yeah,
Guys like that feel like they need to go and take advantage of people that are in a lower financial situation. Y'all no different than somebody like Epstein, for real.
yeah. Because even the girl in the video, she kind of seemed like she was just doing it because like the camera was on her face, but she seemed a little uncomfortable. Like, yeah, like,
Yeah, like why you pressing randoms on the beach saying, "Hey," like trying to get a clip.
yeah.
That's why you deleted.
Yeah.
Because you look goofy.
And they came at him crazy.
Yeah, you look dumb. Like
The tweets was rolling in.
looking dumb. Just chatting. That'd be
Yeah.
so corny.
And
bro.
apparently, I think one of them. I think I saw this earlier. I forgot to show you. I think one of them is like he's like in jail or something. He's stuck. Look.
The things that I'm saying in English, and they don't really know how to speak English that well, and they're misinterpreting a lot of things because I don't say anything negative about Brazilians, so that's why it's so shocking to me to have this going on. At first, this is very heartbreaking to me. The fact that it was always my dream to live in Brazil, and my YouTube channel was centered around me.
Is it the same guy?
I don't know.
Not just the women, but just if you guys.
What's the context around here? He's in jail because of,
I don't know if he's in jail, but he's saying it's like not
See
safe.
me talk about how I enjoy.
It's almost like people don't like being
First of all,
exploited
we can
no
start
matter
with
what
just the
country.
drinks and how
yeah. So he's probably going around
drinks
exploiting
are,
people.
because I love the drinks
That'll turn it
more
down a
than
little
any
bit.
other country I've been to, even my own country. The food is a lot more healthy. I have a lot more energy. My skin glows a lot.
He in a all,
on yourself.
he on an all orange suit.
Be safe.
Let me
Now
see
it's
what
not
you're
safe. It's not safe even if I wanted to come back. You know, if I wanted to come back to stay in Brazil, it wouldn't be safe.
So I guess like I don't know, like I don't know if it's the same guy, but I guess that's not. The video's been going viral, so they probably not rolling with what he's.
That's the
What he
other.
did.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. First of all, like I said, don't come into somebody's country being disrespectful.
And I'm saying
showing-
these guys are lucky to come back alive.
Right, exactly. You're acting like these places that people are going ain't dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
The Dominican Republic is not a safe place. Like, you know, just because you might get a nice resort, that's because they got it worked out with the locals where they're not gonna come and, you know, take away money from the
Yeah.
island, right? Like Brazil, not a safe place.
Mexico, obviously.
Not a safe place for the most part. All these places are for the most part, dangerous. There's only just cool in the spots that are sectioned off to be cool, where the money is at, where the government is like putting all of their effort into keeping these specific areas safe so that they could generate some tourism money. Anything outside of that, bro, like these places are dangerous, just like anywhere else is dangerous. Like, I don't know if Manhattan's the greatest example, but like Billionaires Row is very safe.
Yeah.
Go a couple streets up, it's gonna be a completely different story. So it's kind of like the same thing. There's certain areas in all these places that are cool, but then you venture out.
Yeah,
So if you're
every
starting
place
to-
has their.
Right, you're doing that disrespectful stuff, like you're trying to get the girl. She's like, "Oh, come back to my place." She
Yeah.
take you to an area you're not even familiar with. So people shouldn't go on here and start promoting. Oh, just show up to all these random countries, run through here, being disrespectful. Oh, look, I can look at all these women. They're easy. Oh, they $20 or $10.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because like this is
And they're humans.
yeah.
Y'all-
These are people,
they corny.
the men of those countries. They're not going to be messing with that. And
Right.
you're exploiting their country.
Right.
The
Let
women
it,
not going to be messing
yeah.
with that either.
Imagine his dad or his brother that got the big AK on him.
Yeah,
Is
and
seeing
he's
you
seeing
talking
your daughter,
about.
yeah, that's
like,
his sister
come
or
on,
something, yeah.
like, don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. Like,
Now he's like, I'm not coming back. It's not
yeah.
safe.
Now it's not safe. I know.
But 5 minutes ago, it's, get your passport.
Yeah, just get your passport. I know.
This is so corny.
Goofies.
Like I'm actually like, ugh, I just hate it. Like for me, I view travel so differently because like my experience has only really been with like family and you. But like I just like I'm just all about like having a good time and just being me and you and just having a good time places. Like these people really like have to go to these places for that reason. That's sad. Like we going just for the experience and for the memories and for the cultural experience. And these men are going to get a woman. And that's the funny thing too with these passport bros. They don't be going anywhere outside of the Caribbean. Like go to Europe.
Yeah.
Like, why is it always the Caribbean or South America? Like, there's so much more in this world to see. Like,
Yep. It's because they ain't got the money for it.
that's the thing. They don't have the money.
That's why they not him.
Because you can easily go to the red light district in Amsterdam and you get
right
that
there.
same experience.
It's right. It's like a drive-through.
Yeah.
But y'all want to go out and be nasty.
Yeah.
It's all right. Let's move along.
was
What else
great.
we got?
I actually didn't really have anything else because the other stuff was me just more about shit on women, but I feel like I did that enough.
What were they?
About like why women hate men.
Uh-oh. And
And women are not innocent.
Yeah, we kind of covered
And
that.
how women are more grimy than men.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I hold off the next week, or we could just briefly talk about it.
Yeah, we briefly talked about it last week about women being more grimy.
Yeah, it
than
is
men.
more grimy. Yeah, I just think I forgot what I saw. Oh, it was that tweet I saw where, the girl was like, "Why is your man looking at me? Like I don't like that." Remember I said. Remember I was telling you about that. Like when sometimes girls be paranoid. They be trying their hardest to get a man to look at them, and then when they finally catch eye contact with them, and now it's this girl's boyfriend was staring at me in the gym, but you literally had to like for 30 minutes was trying so hard to get his attention. A, that's example A. B, sometimes the guy might glance. Like girls, that's why I was saying girls are hypocrites because they look at men all the time while they're in relationships.
Correct.
And for me, I don't personally think that's crazy. If you could, like, there's plenty of attractive people in this world. You could glance at somebody and think they look good and then keep it moving. But no, it has to be a whole, oh, her man's looking at me. Oh, his girl looking at me. Okay, like we're humans. That don't mean nothing. And what did you get out of that?
A little bit of self-confidence.
Yeah,
That's really it.
your team eating.
They got the little boost of self-confidence
Yeah.
for the day.
Yep. And that's why I was saying like women are more grimy than men because women would get on the internet and complain about that. I don't want my man doing that, blah, blah, blah. But they do that.
Right.
They be in group chats. Like that's the thing, girl. Like I said, we were saying earlier, they be like women be tweeting stuff like this. Like you're not there. Like I'm a woman.
Right.
So how you gonna try to tell me how women are and aren't when I'm a woman? I know how we are. I've been in the group chats with other women friends talking crazy while they've been in a relationship. I've been around women friends that have cheated on their partners. I've been around women friends that talked about wanting to or thinking about it. I've been around women friends sending pictures in the group chat of different guys that they find attractive while being in a relationship. But God forbid a man glances at a girl and it's, why your man looking at me? Like it's just the hypocrisy is crazy because women are just as grimy, if not worse, because they are a lot more sneaky when it comes to stepping out, when it comes to any of that stuff. So the hypocrisy is crazy. Like
Yeah,
I be in the group chats. I'm in the room. I hear the conversations. Like we're not fooling nobody. We're not fooling nobody. I've seen it with my 2 eyes.
they fooling themselves.
They fooling themselves. So that's my issue too. Like it's just a hypercriticism of men. Like women can be so critical of men when we are just as worse in some aspects. Like obviously when it comes to like violence, men got that.
Yeah, we got that on lock.
Like sadly, but
Yeah, it's like, yeah, women definitely act holier than thou all the time, and it's like
It's
that
just
part I don't
annoying.
understand. One thing I did have to learn, as maybe hopefully a man is watching this and maybe we'll learn something from this. One thing I did have to learn and develop through our relationship is understanding women more, and where you might have to alter your personality a little bit. I'm not like a naturally flirtatious person, but my
You're just nice.
personality will come across that way, and it's like very appealing. And this is not me saying that. That's just like feedback that I've received.
yeah, and that's just I'm the receiver of it, so I know.
Right. So, with certain ways or the way I behave, it becomes very easy to misinterpret the things that I've said in the past, and it comes across a certain way. Or if I make a certain action, it might be something, the most innocent thing in the world, and somebody will take it to mean this guy's in love with me. And
Yeah,
it's
or he likes me. Like,
so I've had to learn to, change the personality a little bit in certain situations. Like maybe don't say this, maybe do say this, or when the gym is the biggest thing because everybody's in there half naked. Not that everybody's
endorphins
necessarily
are running.
Yeah, not necessarily everybody's looking for somebody, but yeah, the endorphins are running,
Just
all the
testosterone.
hormones, testosterone, estrogen, everything's running rampant. So, and you're also working out around, buff men, women that are very fit, shapely. So it's like the perfect playground for some debauchery to go on. Well, what I've had to learn, and not that I ever did this, but I have to make a specific effort to make sure that certain things don't come across a certain way. Like I said the other day when there was somebody nice body in front of us, shapely. When she was working out, she was in certain compromising positions. So when that was going on, you were sitting on a bench, and I had to make sure that I faced the complete opposite way away from her, just because not that I was looking at her anyway, but I don't even want it to be misinterpreted that I'm staring in her direction. So I faced the complete other way and was looking at the floor. I'm like, wow, the turf looks like turf today.
Yeah, because that's like, you know that just from a man's perspective, like now, like you said, based off what you know and how stuff comes across. But just as a woman, like I just know how women are too. Like they take anything, and they wait for it. Sometimes they wait for the glance. Like they still see us as a couple, and sometimes it's a game. Like women like competition. I think men like competition too. Like we're just humans, and humans like competition. Like we compete for a mate. So sometimes they'll even view it as a game. Oh, he got a girl. Let's see if I catch him looking. And it's sad. Like sometimes it might even be accidental, and then they take that. Now you're the backstory to a viral tweet.
Right.
Like.
Without even knowing.
Without even knowing.
Luckily for me, when I'm in the gym, I look crazy. You see, we work out together sometimes. I look nuts in the gym. So especially when I'm running, when we're together, obviously, I definitely get way less attention. When I'm by myself, I get a lot of attention.
I mean, at least people respect when we're together, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah. So the times where I'm by myself, I'm usually like doing crazy cardio. So like, I look crazy. I look nuts. Like I would run like 4, 5, 6 miles on a treadmill. I might be boxing. So I look crazy. So I look like I'm putting in work. So it also helps to have people not misinterpret, what I'm there for. Like they see me putting in work. Like I'm drenched.
Yeah.
My t-shirts and pants are different colors now.
Yeah. Like don't even approach me. Like I'm not here for that.
I'm not entertained by anything. So that also helps me. But yeah, I had to learn that. So.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too, because it's like, and that's literally like when we had that one situation. Like I said that like in the message, I'm like, girl, I'm like his personality is just like that. Like don't take every little thing and then she tried to be like, oh well, I guess me and him are alike then, because I guess it's like, oh, our personalities must mesh. And I'm like, all right, just take the L. Like you didn't eat that. Like, cause they'll really will take anything, and that's the crazy part. Like. They'll really take anything. And that's why it's so weird to me, because like they, as a woman, they don't want certain stuff happening to them.
Exactly.
But then they are the ones that are behind it every time. Like that's like so crazy to me. Like they'll go crazy when they get cheated on.
Oh my God.
But they be the person that try to get some other girls, man, to cheat with them. Like it's literally insanity. Or like they'll just take any small thing that their man does, but they'll be that same woman doing that, like same situation.
Right.
If you play fighting, you have a girl play fighting with your man, but you're play fighting with my man.
Right.
And you mad that girl's play fighting with your man, but you play fighting with my man. And that's all right to you.
Yeah, they'll come to you as a woman, but they would never want somebody to, they wouldn't want to be cheated on.
Exactly.
But now they want to come to you as a woman.
And they feel all bigged up when they're that, like,
hey, I just want to let you know.
Yeah, like, oh, her man want me. But then when another woman do that, you want to fight her? Okay. And you did get in a fight, actually? It's funny, people don't even know about.
Wait, what do you be talking about? Who got in a fight?
The same person I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did happen.
Got in a fight.
Fighting
over a man that wasn't really even hers at the time. But then you tried to get my man. Okay. Psychotic.
Let's move along. Oh yeah, we got no other topics.
I had to hold my. Cause that's the, I don't even feel impressed about shit that happened like 10 years ago. But it's like.
Yeah, we don't even got any more topics, but. Yeah.
I mean, your team's doing good.
Yeah.
Ooh, with his foot out though.
Nah, it doesn't
keep reviewing this play.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It's because his heel never went down, so it's like his toes were still in bounds.
Oh yeah, he was never out of bounds.
Yeah, because his heel didn't hit,
yeah.
So it looks good to me. It's close, but I don't think his heel ever went down. Right there,
ooh,
it doesn't look like it. Right there.
Yeah, nope, it didn't go down. He was on his toes.
Yeah, he was on his toes.
Yeah, mad space back there. Why was he even doing that? That guy almost broke his neck. But you should be 27 though to 0. Oh, look,
they confirmed
here you
it.
go. Yeah. Oh, they did. I mean, it should be 28-0, but
yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
4 straight missed extra points. 3 tonight and 1 last game.
I know he's shitting bricks.
Bro, if he missed this one, come on. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the A
Oh
Couple of Things podcast.
My God, this is not good. They got to get
I'll
him out
see
of
y'all
here.
later.